Good morning, everyone. Do you know what? During this time of lockdown, I have been thinking a lot about when I was young, because it's kind of taken me back to that time, because things are a lot quieter now. There's a lot less cars on the road. Me being as old as I am, when I was young, there weren't so many cars on the road. But my uncle used to have a farm, and there was nothing I liked more than spending the weekend up with him. And when I was younger than some of you, when I was about 8 or 9, my mum used to take me into town to Royal Well bus station and put me on the bus to go up to Temple Guyton. And she knew the bus driver very well. He was a family friend. So I used to be put on the bus on my own, and we would go all the way up round the villages from between Cheltenham and Temple Guyton. And when we got to the lane just outside my uncle's farm, I would get off the bus. My Auntie Margaret would have been looking out of the window, waiting to see the bus down the road, and she would come and collect me, help me carry in my bag, and out there I'd be settled in for the evening. But the thing that I used to absolutely love was getting up at about 5 o'clock in the morning to help my uncle milk the cows. My aunt could never understand this, because she said, "Why get up that early?" Anyway, I used to go with him, and we'd herd up the cattle, get them into the cattle sheds, make sure we put all the machinery on their udders to get the milk from them. And there was a pet cow that once we'd milked all the other cows, would go and hand milk Daisy the cow. And she was really lovely. I used to sit on her back, and I even had to go at milking her. And she was a Jersey cow, which means that she produced really rich, creamy milk. And so I would hand milk her and then have a glass of her warm, creamy milk first thing in the morning. It was delicious. I don't drink milk much these days, but that milk sticks in my mind as being so beautiful. The other advantage of getting up really early was, once Uncle Alan had finished milking, we would go for a walk. We would take the dogs. He had 2 collies, which used to help round up the cattle and sheep, and would walk up to the woods, and he would spend time showing me where certain birds' nests were. He would show me foxes' dens and badger sets. And on a couple of occasions, when we stood really quietly, we saw some deer coming out from the woods to graze on some of his crops, it has to be said. Those times were really special, and that is where I remember most when I walk out now and think of my youth. It was such a special time. And if you go for walks now, give yourself time to look up in the trees, see what nests you can see, stand quietly and listen to what birds you can hear. When you get home, why don't you try Googling and listening to some bird songs? And then next time you go out, you'll recognise which birds are singing those particular songs. It's a very special time. It makes us appreciate what God has given us. I know I do. There were very special times in my life. And although at the moment it's a bit difficult times, but we can still appreciate the really special things in life. I'm missing you loads. Can't wait to see all of you again. Take care, be good, and keep safe. Bye.